For me, suffrage is an overused term, not from the point of disrespect. I think that it has tended to favour a lot of Pākehā women. I think for me, maybe it's the term that I don't particularly like, but for me growing up, I've grown up in a place of privilege, and I haven't seen a lot of people that look like me in positions of power at the table representing me or my community. So for me, suffrage, I think it's great that, you know, we are celebrating women, but that shouldn't be something that we have to do one single day. It should be something that we do every day. I hope to do something about that, maybe even change that word of suffrage to more of a inclusive word where it actually does represent multiple women from so many different backgrounds. Because even me being here, like, I'm so privileged to be here, but at the same time I know that there's so many women that are making change. But yeah, I'm just grateful that I'm able to speak here and share this perspective, but I also hope that for me being where I am now, to bring other women onto this journey. I think suffrage should be something that's very inclusive. It should be something where we empower other women to come along with us on this journey of, I guess, advocating for things and moving forward and seeing that change.
So suffrage to me means the opportunity for participation for everybody, and that when we think about suffrage for women, that women have the opportunity not only to vote but to participate in decision making. So we've watched representation in Aotearoa change over the last 127 years, and we still see that when it comes to voter turnout, that we don't see people participating like we would hope. So women fought really hard for us to have the vote, but we don't see that when it comes to voting. So I value living in a country where I have choice, and I would like to encourage everybody to take that opportunity to make the most of the choice that we have. And so it's incredibly exciting and a huge honour to be a woman on Wellington City Council in 2020, as we hold the majority with 11 out of 15 of us being women. So I value living in Aotearoa in this day and age when women can lead as women. In the past, for women to be able to participate in leadership, whether it was in business or politics, they had to behave like men. Whereas nowadays, where women are holding majority spaces, we can lead as women.
Suffrage for me, in its essence, is the bare minimum. The ability for everybody, regardless of gender, to participate in democracy, whether that's a vote or a seat in government, is the bare minimum to be able to create a representative, functional and successful democracy. What I would like suffrage to be is creating a government that is beyond the survival, that is beyond creating laws to protect the safety of women. I'd like to see a society where our actively marginalised groups, our wahine, our Māori and Pacifica communities, our non-binary people, are able to have equal access to opportunities, are able to thrive in a society that has so far been built to suppress them, where they are able to have equal voice in an equitable, respectful and successful society.
I think for me it's important to acknowledge that while it was a movement that was an important step towards equality, it wasn't the most inclusive movement. I think for me equality means ensuring that everyone has an accessible chance. I think we're not quite there yet. So while suffrage movement was like a step, we still have a lot to do and a lot more to kind of go through before we actually achieve the equality that I think we want to before. Yeah.
A good friend said to me about 10 minutes ago that suffrage isn't a moment, it's a movement. It's part of an ongoing work. Suffrage is, like, getting the vote is never going to be a band-aid, be-all and end-all. It's never going to fix all the issues that women face or other minorities face, but it's a step and it's part of a bigger movement. I think it's important to look at it in the bigger scheme of things. We're nowhere near done today in terms of fighting for women's rights. I think it's important to not laud the suffrage movement as a movement that was part of the past and that's over now, because in reality the work is still being done and it's very important still.